Have you ever felt misunderstood as you share your dream to start a side business with someone that you love and care about? And they just look back at you kind of like going, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Maybe you're working full time, or maybe you don't yet have a job, and you share this dream like, I want to do this online and I think there'd be an opportunity here, and they're just looking back at you confused. Well, I think it is so common to feel misunderstood as we start our first business. And hi, my name is Richard, and I really love talking about how we can start great side businesses that are a blessing to our family and our life's purpose. I'm actually a pastor full-time. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. But over the years, I have built a great little side income that's a blessing to my family. And I want to help you do the same as well. And I've found that on this journey of starting to be an entrepreneur, like from maybe just coming from the job world, a lot of people will not understand what we're feeling, will not understand how we plan to do all of this. And maybe they haven't seen the videos that you've watched online. Maybe they haven't read the books that you've read, or maybe they haven't even been in some of the online courses that you've attended. And they don't have that level of motivation, and they just can't connect the dots from here to here. Ultimately, what that means is that they're going to end up not understanding you. They won't get it. What are you talking about? Why do you want to do this? And I would see different opportunities, and I would get really excited about them. And I could do this online, or maybe I could do this with social media. And I think maybe I could make a bit of extra income over here. And I would go and I would share that with people, and they would just kind of look back at me blankly. And I want to let you know, number one, that being misunderstood is normal. It's completely normal. I think for anyone that wants to kind of follow their own path or craft their own path, it's not just going out and getting an established job, maybe going to university and getting a job. Nothing wrong with that. I've done all of that. But when you want to start actually crafting your own path, it's normal to be misunderstood because no one has ever done that path before. It's unique. What's in your heart, the reasons behind doing it, the exact strategy that you're going to take from A to B to get there, it's going to be unique. People aren't going to understand that, and they're not going to probably be able to get their minds out of what the normal status quo is. For much of my adult life, in fact, I feel like I've had loved ones being awesome, they're encouraging, but not really understanding my journey. In fact, when I was 22 years old, I said, I want to move to Japan. And I moved to Japan. My relatives didn't understand that. I think they still don't understand that. And I moved there. I had the best time of my life. My life changed there. I ended up staying there for 5 years. And it was just the best decision. Catapulted me into the life I have today. Then I wanted to start leading a church, and that was also really confusing to people because I'd studied business. To suddenly want to be a pastor and church planter in Asia, even more confusing. Then we wanted to have 4 kids, me and my wife, and in Hong Kong, when the birth rate is like 0.9, it's like technically less than 1 kid per family. That just makes no sense. And you look at people and they, even though they love you, they don't get it. And then when I start talking about I want to build a side business, and I'm looking at these 4 boys growing up, and I think, hey, we need some more finance over the years as they grow so that we can give them more opportunities. And that's all cool. But as I shared that with people, they'd kind of be wondering, well, yeah, I get it, but you're a full-time pastor, and you're doing all this stuff, and you've got 4 kids. How are you going to manage all that? Look, being misunderstood is normal. It's okay. They love you. They're good people, but they're not always going to get every part of your plan. But this is completely normal because it's a unique plan. And let me tell you, the life I live today, while nothing's perfect, it's awesome. I'm so grateful for the life God has given me. It has been a unique journey, but it's been a good journey, and I wouldn't want to swap it for anyone else's path. So being misunderstood is normal if you're gonna start stepping out of what is the status quo. All right, so that's number one. Number two, become an expert. Okay, now if you're gonna go down a different path that people don't understand, you kind of need to know what you're doing, okay? Because you're not gonna be able to get a lot of advice on it. And you're not gonna gain confidence from people that don't understand your journey. They don't understand the path. So that's not gonna fill you with confidence as you share with them. So the way that you're gonna have to compensate is you're gonna have to study. You're gonna have to put in the work. You're gonna have to build. You're gonna have to get out there and watch every single YouTube video on that area that you wanna get good at. For me, that was SEO. If you know my story, I learned all about SEO. I had to watch every video. I had to pay for the online courses. I didn't read books because it's a little bit irrelevant for this topic because it changes so fast. But I was consuming everything, and then I was getting out there and actually building websites and investing, putting a bit of money in, not a lot, but some, to build these websites. And I had to actually go forwards with it because as I worked, as I learned about the space, I grew in confidence. And you've got to put in the hours. You've got to do the reps, okay? How do you get good at something? You do the reps. You do it over and over and over again, and even get a little bit obsessive about the topic. And I'm going to make a video about this in the future because I think we should get obsessive. If you're going to go into building a little side business, I think you should understand it really well. Now, I'm not saying you have to understand everything before you make a move, and that can be dangerous. You can stay stuck in procrastination and never actually move it forwards and actually get your business started. But you should be pursuing mastery over this area. And over time, as you're building your business, you're going to get really confident. You're going to get skills. And I find that in different seasons of my life, I have really focused on different things and I've tried to become an expert. And I want to be careful here because I don't feel like I'm an expert in a lot of these things, but I've certainly put in a lot of hours. Let me put it that way. In my 20s, I focused on just getting ministry skills. I wanted to be a pastor. I wanted to plant churches in Asia. And so I put everything into that. There was pretty much nothing else outside of that in my 20s. And I absolutely loved it. I focused on developing my leadership, my calling from God, all that kind of stuff. It was great. In my 30s, had to learn maybe how to start making some finance because I suddenly had a wife and kids started coming along, and I realized, okay, the other areas of my life are bubbling along well, and the church is great, and that's cool. But now I got to work on maybe how to learn how to invest and index funds and all that kind of stuff. And I started reading books about that, and I changed my superannuation. And at the beginning, I just chose really bad funds and they never made me any money. And now I've changed that, and it's been, a big increase because I learned about it. I threw myself into the study of, mutual funds, index funds, all of that. And I could now understand what my bank statements meant and the different funds and their returns. So that's what I would do. Like, I would focus on different things. And as I was trying to get out of debt, I read all the books on that, the Dave Ramsey's, all that stuff, budgeting, how to budget, how to do a zero-based budget, all of that kind of stuff helped me get out of debt. And I would throw myself into one thing and get good at it. Now, I don't want to say I'm an expert in all those things, but there were just seasons of focusing on different things. As we started to really look at buying a house here in Hong Kong, I had to understand the Hong Kong property market. Okay, I'm a pastor. I don't know anything about that. I'm a foreigner living in Hong Kong. So I hope you're getting what I'm saying. You gotta really master something, and as you get more confidence in that area, you're not going to be so worried about how others think about you or their comments that make you doubt yourself. So it is a unique journey, and the way you get confidence in that path is by putting in the hours, put in the reps. And you may be misunderstood, but at least you'll be competent over time, and you may confuse people in a good way. As you explain to them what you're doing, they may actually be shocked at how well you understand the topic and how well you understand your area of business that you want to create your online income stream in. So that's the second thing. Let's aim to become an expert. Don't wait to start to become an expert. You got to start now, and then you're going to become an expert over time. But the goal is to become good and competent at that unique thing. And the last thing, number 3, is you've got to be secure. You've got to be secure. You can't be insecure in the entrepreneurial space. If you're always looking for approval from other people, you're probably not going to last very long. I think you've got to be really someone that sticks to your guns. Follow your conviction. So for me, at the beginning, I thought, I think this lead generation model can work. That's my business model. I'm not suggesting you all do that, but that's what I do. I rank websites and I sell the leads online. And I saw the opportunity and I thought, I can see this. This works. And some of my friends thought I was being scammed in the courses that I was learning this from, because I did pay, a bit of money to join those courses. But I really stuck to it, and I didn't worry about what they thought, and I just went ahead and I built websites and I ranked them, and I was able to find customers to sell the leads to. And so my business was birthed, and then I did it there and I did it in other countries. And now I have a business that's diversified across a few different countries. Now, it's not a massive business. I'm not Elon Musk, but it's a few $1,000s every month that I work very, very little for. And it gets results for my clients. They're happy. They're happily paying me without being signed up on contracts. And it's a great blessing to my family. And you've just got to be secure. Don't let other people's approval be the thing that holds you to the path, okay? We're not looking for their approval. You can try to explain what you're doing with them, doing to them, and maybe they'll get it, maybe they won't, but that's okay. You will be misunderstood and possibly look foolish for a time. When I was losing money in the first few years of my business, I felt really foolish, and I told people, I've lost money, this isn't working so far. And look, until you become competent in something and until you're actually getting good results, until things start working, you're going to be misunderstood. And then at least as things start to work, you'll be misunderstood, but they'll at least be going, wow, you're amazing. So you'll be confusing them in a positive way. And this is hard. It is hard to be misunderstood. It's not a great feeling. I wish everyone could kind of like feel what we feel, but they're not going to. And maybe you need to get around some other entrepreneurs, get in a good community of people who are also doing what you're doing. And that's why I think online courses are great. I don't have one to sell, but I do think that they're really helpful. I think one of the best things is the community that is built around them of other people who are on the same journey as you. So if that helps, do that, but you've got to be secure if you're in this space. Being misunderstood is a big part of life, not just in business, but I think in, like I mentioned, in family, in following your dreams, what's on your heart. It's okay. We're not looking for people's approval, but we're just going to keep making steps forward that lead us to that thing that you're excited about, that leads you to your why. So I hope you're encouraged by that. If you want to know more about if starting a side business is right for you, check out this video, and I will see you in the next one.